Hey, what's up? This is Fred. Just wanted to bring a quick video to you guys. I was going over some things over the past weekend, just trying to implement what we got going on over here. And one of the things that uh, I was thinking about when I was discussing with the partners is that we wanted to do something and bring something that's going to change the way you guys are thinking about your finances, right? Now, a lot of people come to me for credit repair, and we understand that credit repair is what people want. Uh, but us being in the industry for so long, um, and I've been talking about this for the past few years, I've been trying to implement it, and now I'm finally up and running. So, one, I do want to let you know that if you guys are looking for credit repair, um, we no longer are offering that as our main service, right? So, what does that mean? Can we still work on your credit? Well, yes, we're going to challenge the information that's on your credit report that's identified as being inaccurate, right? Um, we're going to challenge that information, right? But that's not where our main focus is at. Our main focus is going to be to help get you in a position to avoid from getting into the same situation that you've been finding yourself in, right? So what does that look like, right? So people come, they ask questions. They come to me for credit repair, and I let them know, we'll work on the credit. I'm going to work on your credit, no doubt about it, right? But the reason why you have credit issues is not because of credit. It's because your finances, your budgeting is not in order. You don't have anything in place, and that's what we're going to focus on. Our main focus has changed, right? So I've kind of branched off from Improve My Score, and I branded myself um, as your financial consultant, right? Because I'm going to help guide you in a way that you need to be guided, right? And a lot of times we don't know what we don't know, right? We're not taught this stuff in schools. They don't teach us budgeting, right? Um, I have a buddy who went to Cal Berkeley, right? And he didn't even know how to balance his checkbook. You know, I know those are olden days, but I'm kind of older, right? So um, I deal with the younger demographic, but I also deal with people my generation and even older than me, right? So I want to try to put you in a position that you start focusing on money the way it should be focused on, right? Stop overspending, right? Stop buying things to keep up with the Joneses, because the Joneses don't even know who you are, right? You know, a lot of times we want to look and act a certain way just to be construed as somebody who has money, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of these people who have money, they don't flaunt it like that, right? Yeah, they might wear expensive clothes, but when you look at what they have in their net worth, you know, they have a lot more than the traditional person has. Like, we're looking at rappers and movie stars and peoples with high influence, affluent people, right? And we see the Gucci, we see the Fendi, we see the Prada, we see all these things, the Burberrys, all of that, right? But what does that stuff cost as compared to how much money you're making, right? Like, I live in the Bay Area, um, very expensive to live here. Um, you know, California just in general is just expensive. You know, we got high taxes. I think we probably got the highest taxes in the country. Um, so there's certain things that you have to do to allow yourself to make the type of money and keep the type of money that you want to keep as you move into your future, right? Because we're all going to retire sometime, right? Who knows what's going on with Social Security, everything in the news that I'm reading about Social Security. They're trying to take away Social Security, don't know if it's going to be there. Medicare, Medicaid, all this stuff, right? Um, that they're trying to take away, right? And have us apply for it every year. But we've paid into this, right? We paid in. They take the money out. Um, and for us not, maybe possibly not to be able to get that money when we retire, you know, what are you going to do if you find yourself in that situation, right? So I wanted to make this video just to kind of go over some things that we talked about in our meeting today, right? One of the things that we talked about was payment automation and what that looks like, right? So a lot of times, um, what we want our clients to do is we want them to automate their payments, to set up the payments on automatic bill pay, whether that's through their bank. If they have credit cards, that amount might change as far as what they're paying monthly. So go to that website, like say you have Capital One, just set up automatic bill pay for the minimum payment due, right? Let's say it's 25 bucks. If you want to pay a little bit extra, feel free, but at least you have that minimum payment set up, right? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help educate you on how to do these types of things, right? Another thing is sometimes people don't feel comfortable when they first come to us. They say, hey, I want to set it up, but I just don't feel comfortable. I might not have money in the bank at the time, right? That goes back to my point, budgeting, right? If you have a proper budget in order, you know what's in the bank, how much is coming in, how much is going out. So we know all these numbers, right? So we want to focus on the numbers because the numbers don't lie, right? So we want to make sure that you have more money at the end of the month rather than more month at the end of the money. We want to make sure that you're allocating these funds to where they need to go. Like we know we have certain things that we have to pay for, like car payment, insurance, rent, or mortgage, whatever that looks like, PG&E, like gas and electricity, water, if you pay for that, garbage, all these things that we have to pay. Food, right? Now food is going up and down. We don't know if we're paying the same amount, less amount, we don't know, right? So then what can you do to help alleviate those types of things, right? Well, one thing that I've started doing, right? I haven't done it before, but I just started very recently. Like I would buy steak, right? I buy steak, be like 3 steaks in there for like 54 bucks. But what I did is I went to Costco. I bought the big steak, it's about like that big, and I sliced them myself because once the butcher touches it and makes cuts to that meat, now you're paying extra. So instead of paying $15, $16 a pound for this meat, I paid like $7.50 for the pound, or maybe it was $8 a pound, right? Yeah, it was 121 bucks, but I got way more than I got, more than double, right? So these are the types of things that you need to think about. Is putting a budget in order, right? That's something we talked about in our meeting today. Automating your bill payments, right? So that way you're making sure that the payments are being made. Because the truth is, you're coming to me because you want credit repair. Why do you need credit repair? Well, you need credit repair because you made your payments late. Why did you make your payments late? 1, you forgot. 2, you didn't have the money, right? And these 2 things are focused on what we just talked about, a budget, 1, and 2, automatic bill pay, right? So we're addressing those issues before we even get to it. And then the third thing is negotiations, right? How many of you guys have a subscription that you're not using, right? Like I have a lot of people who have like Hulu, they have Netflix, they have all these different shows to watch movies, plus they have cable. So they have all these streaming services plus cable for what, right? So you can watch 1 show or 2 shows. Like, is it really that important? Can you do something else? Can you get a streaming service for like 20 bucks a month, 30 bucks a month, something like that? Cut out everything else, just keep your internet so that way the streaming service will work. Talk to me, right? Talk to me and let me know what you guys are thinking. What's on your mind, right? How many of these points, and I've only talked about a few, but how many of the points have hit home, right? How many of you guys got a gym membership but haven't touched the gym, right? I'm guilty of that myself. I got a tonal, and I haven't used it, right? Well, I've used it, but I don't use it often, right? But I have a tonal in my home. So I have no excuses not to be able to go to the gym, right? I don't care if it's raining, I had to walk, whatever, it's right now in the room, right? I got a whole gym set up in my house specifically to work out, right? With the tonal. So things like this, where do you find something that you can make up the money, right? Because at the end of the day, right now, interest rates are going up, right? The Fed's just increased another 0.75%. So I don't know if you guys know what this means, but it's a lot of money, right? Because I refinanced my mortgage and I got a 2.99% interest rate. They're over 7%. They're going to be pushing 8%, right? So these are the types of things I'm talking about, right? I'm gonna be doing these videos. I'm gonna be posting them up here, so that way you guys can kind of watch and just kind of see like the journey that some of my clients go through, because I want to bring you through the life of what people are actually going through. But I know a lot of you guys are going through the same exact things, right? So it's not that you're not doing what you want to do, right? It's just that you're not properly, you don't have everything structured properly, right? And that's what I'm just trying to help guide you guys into that direction where you need to go, right? If you don't have the budget, reach out to me. I'll send you a budget. I'll let you see if you're in the red or if you're in the black, right? If you're in the red, there's some things you got to do, right? Maybe you can switch insurance carriers for your car. You know, to give you a prime example, my dad called me yesterday, told me that he went to a place to check for insurance just to get a quote, $100 a month. I said, no, don't go there. So he went to Costco, and Costco gave him a quote, $300 for 6 months, right? So there's a lot of things that you guys could be doing just if you do a little bit of homework, right? You have to get active. You have to be proactive at this stuff, right? Because you can negotiate. Let's say, for example, you have Xfinity, right? And you know how their prices always increase. Call them up and say, hey, I'm thinking about switching to AT&T. Your guys' price is too high. What can you do? More likely, they're going to drop the price, drop the rates for you, right? So things like that, right? Are you trying to go buy a car? Okay, what kind of car, right? Have you done your due diligence on buying a car, right? How much of a car can you afford? Is a car just a car payment, right? Do you have to pay more than just the down payment, right? Are you splitting your down payment? Now, what does that look like as far as all the rest of the bills? You know, because it has a snowball effect, right? So you have to move properly. You have to see what the money looks like, right? Is there anything that you can do to help increase the money you're making, right? If you're not making enough money, is there something that you can do to maybe get a second job? Like right now, we're going into the holiday season. We got Thanksgiving and Christmas right around the corner, right? So, what are you guys doing? Because we already know we got to buy presents, right? What the presents look like as far as how many people you're buying for. I got a large family, so I got to buy a whole bunch of presents. So, have you guys budgeted for that, right? I budget for it all year. So, I know that coming into the holiday season, there's a lot of things I have to do. Like we got to cook, you know, there's food we have to buy to prepare for the family. So there's a lot of things going on in the background. So just wanted to bring this video to kind of let you know the direction that we're going. Like, do you need credit repair? Quite possibly, yes, but is it really credit repair you need, or do you need financial consulting, right? Do you need a financial coach who's going to coach you, right? And if that's the case, if you're looking for a financial coach, you know, talk to me, right? Schedule an appointment and let's talk, and I can kind of go over how my program works, if it's going to be beneficial, because let's agree. My program is not for everybody, right? Just like everybody's not for my program. You know, I'm going to tell you exactly what my program does, what we can do for you, right? But there is work that you have to do, right? I'm not doing everything, right? Because I've done that and it didn't work. So, you know, a lot of times people come to the program, they don't provide documents. We need all the documents, right? Now that I've moved into the financial consulting space, right? Now there's things that you have to do, right? It's non-negotiable, because the program's not going to work if you don't do what you have to do. The very first thing we're going to have you do is do a budget, right? Because this is where you need to be. This is the foundation, right? You cannot build a house without a foundation, right? If you're trying to build a house and it's on quicksand, the house is going to sink. That's the same concept here. I want to make sure that when you start the program, one, you know how to do a budget, you know how to adjust that budget, You know how to negotiate your bills. You know how to set up your payments on automatic bill pay and so many other things, right? Because we're not talking short term, right? People who want credit repair are talking short term. They're looking for a band-aid, right? That's a band-aid fix. Because I've had so many people come through my program for credit repair, right? So many people come to the program, finish the program, get the things they want, and then find themselves right back in the same situation they were before they entered the program, and now they want to go through the program again. So is that fair to you? No. All right. Is it a disservice? Yes. Right? Because if you don't follow the steps and continue down that path, right? If you fall back into the same things that you were doing before, then it's never going to work, right? We have to change our thinking. We have to change our mentality about finances in general, because at the end of the day, we need the money when we retire. So I'm trying to set you up for the long run, right? I'm not looking for what's going to happen in 6 months or a year, 5 years. Look, I'm looking at trying to see what it's going to look like for you during your retirement age, right? Now, I read a statistic today, right, in regards to life insurance. And it was like 44% of children under 18 lose one parent by the time they turn 18. 44%. And it was kind of shocking because I didn't know the numbers were that high. So these are things that I want you to think about, right? You know, we have insurance for our phone, we have insurance for our car, we have insurance for our health, but we don't insure our life, right? And when you're the breadwinner of the family and they just lost your income, what does that look like for your family once you're gone, right? So there's things that you have to really think about, and sometimes you do have to get a little selfish, right? Or maybe step away from the selfishism, right? Because a lot of times we're so selfish that we'd rather go buy things, right, that can be replaced, but we don't want to buy the thing that could help replace the income once we're gone, right? So just a lot of things to think about, right? I've made the transition with the company. You'll still see a Prove My Score, right? You're still going to see that. But now you're going to also see Fred Levi, right? Financial consultant, right? And what I'm doing is I'm going to consult you. I'm going to coach you, right? But like I said, there's work that you have to do, right? You have to put together the budget. You have to get me the documents so I can review to make sure that what you've done is done right. Because I don't want you trying to learn something and you do it wrong and you just never get no advice or any type of oversight on that. Or review to make sure that what you did was in fact correct, right? It's like when you have a game, right? Let's take basketball or football, right? The coach calls the plays, but the players are the ones who actually run those plays. So right now I'm the coach, you're the player, right? Let's see what we can do for you. Give me a call. You know, like I said, let's talk about some things. Let's get some things in order. I'm gonna leave a link so that way you can schedule an appointment if you do want to talk and learn more about my program. If it's something that's interesting to you, and you feel that you just want to get some answers, give me a call. That's what I'm here for. I'll go over the program, kind of go over some questions that we need to see if you're a good fit, because we do have an intake questionnaire that we go over, right, for every person who joins the program. And then as you go through the program, you know, we just take things a bit further from there. So with that being said, just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If any of these things hit home, or if you feel that you know somebody that this will hit home to, share it with them, right? If you like this content, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe, follow me on social media. I'm here. I want to answer any questions you guys got. I want to answer the questions that you have, and then I want to answer the questions you don't have, because I've been doing credit for over 20 years. Right, so I've seen every single thing, every type of scenario that you can go through. I've seen it all. I've looked at tens of thousands of credit reports. Nothing's too much that I won't be able to handle as far as giving some type of route to go, right? You know, I'm not an attorney, so I'm not giving any type of legal advice. I could look at a credit report and kind of tell you, okay, these things are hurting, right? You can do this to try to help improve your situation, right? Guidance. That's all I'm here for, is to lead that guidance. So again, thanks. I appreciate you. Have a good one.